Dear brothers and sisters, you all know that we are in the process of welcoming you all back to this very church, which is your home, spiritual home. And so today I'm very, very happy to say that we are in that process, moving ahead to welcome you according to the order or directives, both from the governor and from our own diocese. So a very hearty welcome back to this very church.
Masses will resume the weekend of June 27th and 28th. This weekend, there'll be a Mass on Saturday night at 5 p.m., Sunday morning at 10 a.m., and at noon. We can now have up to 100 people in church. If there are more people than that, there will be a live streaming of Mass into the cafeteria, and 96 people can fit in there. If we have more people than even that, people can remain in their cars watching the live streaming. Just a reminder, if you don't feel well or someone in your household is not well, please stay home and get well. You must wear a mask when you enter the church or cafeteria, or even if you come in your car. Please wash your hands or use hand sanitizer before you are seated in church, and you'll notice that there are stations of hand sanitizer around the church area. You will enter church through only the front doors. A minister of hospitality will escort you to a seat. If your party is larger than 4 people, if there are not enough larger group seats, you may be separated, but they will work to make sure that you sit as close as possible to each other. Please maintain social distancing with people that are not in your household. We also ask you to please arrive in church about 15 minutes prior to the beginning of Mass. The following are the procedures for being seated in church. As you enter the church, you will be greeted by an usher. The usher will lead you to your seat. You will notice that some of the seats are marked that you cannot sit in. The usher will take you to a seat that has an X in front of it. You will sit in the seat immediately behind the X. The following are the procedures for being seated in the cafeteria. As you enter the cafeteria, you will be greeted by the minister of hospitality, and you will be led to a seat that is appropriate to the number of people in your party. That would be the number of people in your household. Once you're given that seat, we ask you please to be seated and to wait for Mass to begin. Communion will be distributed following the final blessing of Mass in church. At that time, the communion will be brought to the cafeteria for the people to receive there. People that are in their cars will be invited to come to the front door of church to receive communion, and people that are unable to get out of their cars will be directed to park in the upper parking lot of the church, and communion will be brought to them. The following are the procedures for the distribution of communion in church. When it's time for communion, an usher will come and invite you one at a time to come forward. You will notice marks on the floor to maintain social distancing. You will walk towards the minister for communion. You will be given communion. You will turn. You will remove your mask. You will receive communion, replace your mask, and you will head out the door closest to you. So again, you will go to the minister, you will receive communion, you will lower your mask, you will receive communion, replace your mask, and go towards the door nearest you. We are asking everyone to please leave the church after they receive communion so we can properly sanitize the church and open it again for the public to come and pray. The following are the procedures for the distribution of communion in the cafeteria. When it's time for communion, the minister of hospitality will come and invite you to come up. Please follow the markings on the floor, maintaining social distancing. You will go to the Eucharistic minister. They will give you communion. You receive communion. You'll turn, lower your mask, receive communion, return your mask, and then exit out the door you came in. So again, the minister will lead you forward. You'll go to the Eucharistic minister. You will receive communion. You'll turn, lower your mask, receive communion, and then exit the door that you came in. The following is the procedure for communion if you are live streaming Mass in your car. After communion in church is completed, the Eucharistic minister or priest will come out in front of church. The people who are in their cars will then come towards the Eucharistic minister. The minister will offer them communion. They will take the communion. They will turn, lower their mask, receive communion, replace their mask, and they will walk along the perimeter of the front sidewalk back to their car. As we mentioned in the video, all the masses will be live streamed so that all those at home can watch them in real time or can watch them at their leisure. Again, this is to help accommodate those who are unable or uncomfortable to join us together as a community at Mass. Thank you for your patience, and may God continue to bless us all as we look always for ways to honor and serve Him.